Hello, fellow citizens of Lycan Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Lycan Legion, Episode 43, Luxurious Triclinium. For you early birds, the first thing I want you all to do is to vote on the next project as we await guests, because I can't just force the guests to show up. They wouldn't be guests if that was the case. So let me fix the polling. Somehow it got reset like as of 1 minute ago when I was testing it. There we go. So this is what you're voting on. We could influence a new senator. I would say the Western Republic senators are going to be the easiest to influence because we already have their villa. Oh, that is not even my poll that I set up. What the heck, man? Why are all my polling getting reset? Ah. You're killing me, game. Fine, whatever. I wrote up a whole new list of polls and they somehow got deleted. I just can't even. We could improve the guest quarters. We could improve the forum. We could obtain slaves. Really, all of these options were rewritten like 20 minutes ago. And apparently, it didn't matter. I can scroll up in chat and literally see what I had written, and it now has reverted. But whatever. We can improve the Triclinium, which is our dining hall. We could build a new villa for new senators because there's two other villas that we would need to build. Or viewer suggestions. And right now what we're dealing with is, of course, the very cold weather, and then also all the corpses from the recent fighting. So there's a lot of corpse cleanup to be had. And anyone near the gate is going to be upset by what they see. I'm curious how much food binging Ray does. Oh, where is Ray eating? Ray, are you gonna eat with the horses? Oh, okay, now you're coming to the actual dining room. That doesn't look like a pigging out food binge. I mean, I get it's cold out and a sauna sounds good, but that's not how you pig out. So Ray is eating the gourmet grills, so we're gonna have to cook even more of those up. Not much of a surprise, to be honest. And we have a sewer blockage. Ain't it fun to manage a big city? It's like I have to worry about sewage. I guess that I mean, to some degree or another, bad plumbing was a little bit of the downfall of Rome. It was the downfall of a lot of cities, you know? You get enough cholera, oof. Typhoid? I suppose it's not uniquely Roman at that point. So it looks like improving the Triclinium seems to be the popular goal. I will at some point attempt to type up this priority list again, because I had done it with new projects and then they just got nuked. Is what it is. So for the Triclinium, the obvious things to improve it would be to change its recreation type. In fact, our game board of is literally unusable. I don't know when that happened or why that happened, but obviously it did. So we are going to go with some lovely billiards and poker. I wish there was more like time or era appropriate you know, recreation, but oh well. I also might want to replace a lot of the stools with chairs. I mean, there's a lot of improvements to be made here, so I think it's pretty reasonable to consider, you know, revamping it a lot. It's impressive. It hits the impressiveness threshold, but it could be a lot better. Nabla, thank you for the resub. So we'll get those first two built. We have tons of plain leather. So maybe armchairs made of plain leather for poker? And I want to make sure that I'm cautious about who actually completes the work so that it's as nice as it can be. And Thomas Ross, thank you for the resub too. And now we have had growing pains of like not supplying these senators enough food. So I also want to be watchful to make sure that that doesn't stay true, right? Like the whole goal is to earn their favor and influence them. And if we're not doing that, we're not doing right. So we can't make gourmet desserts right now because why? What are we missing? If I suspend everything else, missing berries. Okay. Well, there's literally berries right here, so I think that's really only a matter of time until that gets resolved. I might want a second field stove at some point, especially as we expand our slave population that could do more cooking. I think it will benefit us to be able to make multiple things in parallel. And Thomas Ross, thanks for the gifted subs, too. Cheers, dude. Trying to pay attention to chat and the game and, like, type up new polls because they broke. It's a bit much, but that's okay. So in terms of the actual structure of the Triclinium, another thing that we could consider is revamping the inner garden with props. So I think I want to do that as well. I'm going to go in there and actually cut down the oak trees. The original oak tree is gone anyway, so it's not like I'm respecting a tree that's been there since time immemorial. It's like we uprooted one, we stuck it in there, it died, it spread. I don't really need to keep it. I was thinking about having it be less open of a building because it's rather difficult to heat. But, you know, I think it's fine. I think I'm not going to enclose it anymore and just leave it as is. Oh, it is a concrete poker table. Yeah, we're not going to be able to build one of those, huh? Thank you for noticing. I, like, totally did not. I thought I hit marble. That was not the case. It's unfortunate how, like, large this is and how no one is here. That's okay. People, if you build it, they will come, right? Like, that's the whole deal? Okay. So we're starting on the Triclinium's armchairs. I'm certainly going to replace these marble stools at some point. I might actually want to, and this sounds bad, but like hunt some more stuff for more plain leather. I think horses are plain leather. Yeah, they are. And I want to hunt stuff that isn't necessarily going to hunt me back, because we have had problems with that. And this should look pretty good once it's done. It's definitely going to raise its impressiveness. I don't know if it's going to raise its impressiveness to hit, like, wondrously impressive. Or anything, like, an upper tier. But we'll see. We'll try. I'm not certain I like seeing a bunch of unhauled desserts, Foen. Because that's another thing that we've thought about, is whether or not we need a second slave to manage the villa, because we've definitely had a backlog of like mules not being hauled, things like that. I suppose what could happen is I could set up one of these shelves over here that is allowable for regular colonists to haul, so that when the meals are made, they're put here, but they could also be hauled by someone else over here. Oh, muscle parasites. So Maxis, Nabla, Delpierre, and Foen are parasited. Nabla can't even move because he's a wimp. So he's like totally down and out. Got it. Now with muscle parasites... Oh, wow. And Maxis too. Well, we don't have a guard. Mila. I might put you on guard duty. I mean, obviously Maxis can't do it now. So if Maxis can't do it, someone has to do it. And Mila, you are the next best. Actually, truth be told, you're like better than Maxis, but you know, we won't tell Maxis that. Hey, would you kindly watch? Thank you for the resub too. And welcome. Can someone here, someone help Maxis? Watching him crawl at like a quarter mile an hour seems unnecessarily cruel. Alright, I don't actually want Triclinium to finish any of these projects because he only has a construction of 14, which is just not that much compared to like 18 or yeah, I think now Darius, due to the loss of Canius, is the best constructor by a long shot, because Canius had died thanks to really extraordinarily poor medical tending, like record-breakingly bad medical tending. I probably should have rescued Nabla too, given that Nabla's not really moving very much, but there you go. So we have a bunch of medical tending requirements. Muscle parasites is one of those things you just have to keep tending until medical quality is up to 300. So like, Max has got the maximum at 70% for the first tending. Hopefully we'll have these people on their feet sooner or later. A quest available, Caravan to Cilicia. They want 85 authority caps. They're clearly building an army of some sort. That's quite a lot of authority caps. I suppose I could have you guys vote whether or not you want me to do this. My only worry is that given all the armchairs that I'm making, I might not have the material for it. That's quite a lot, unless I dip into more important materials. I don't know. We can consider that. So what do you guys think? Do we supply Cilicia with caps? The wards themselves are a little... you know? Like, silver is not really the best weapon or armor material, and these statues are nice, but like, are they authority cap nice? For all that effort? Elba is probably going like, please, for the love of God, no, vote no, because of how long it takes. Remember, Delpierre needs to continue to muck out the fertilizer for the poor medical tending of Canius? Yes. Lillipore did it for that one round, but yeah, maybe in the future rounds we'll fix that. The armchairs are pretty nice. Did we? Oh yeah, we have been hunting the horses. Okay, good. I like how frozen stew is somehow an acceptable food. It's like, yep. Here's your bowl of stew. Chip at it with an ice pick. Good luck. And enjoy. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, I'll break that one down. That one is inappropriate for use here. The billiards table is also really not that good. I don't think Darius... Actually, Darius was the one to finish it. I'm going to break that down too. You know, we're going for improvements, and normal quality is just not enough of an improvement in my mind to warrant keeping it. I would say, like, good plus, hopefully excellent. The thing about recreation items is the higher, the fancier it is, or the higher quality it is, I should say, the more effective it is at fulfilling recreation. Meaning that people get bored of it more slowly. Or rather, they don't have time to get bored of it because it fulfills their recreation meter quicker. So the quality of recreation items is not really just about the ultimate quality of the room. It's about trying to keep your people from getting bored. And the thing about RimWorld is there's a wide variety of recreation types, but some of those recreation types are not present when you're doing, like, pre-industrial, right? Like, there's not going to be telescopes, for instance. And as a result of that, we do, however, have, like, hydrotherapy recreation due to Dub's bed hygiene through, like, saunas and you know, pools, which I don't have. But my point is, if you don't have access to the higher tech recreation items, it's pretty easy to get bored of lower tech recreation items. So if we take a look at, oh, you're a slave, you don't recreate. If we take a look at Lycus here, you can see he's bored of chemical consumption. And I bet if I checked a bunch of them, like Davis here, he's bored of dessert consumption. Zille is not bored of anything. The more, the higher the expectations and the less the variety of recreation options, the more important it is to have really high quality recreation options. Like, personally, if I'm playing poker, I don't really care how nice the table is as long as it's not a card table that collapses. But, like, you know, in RimWorld it matters, apparently. Looks like, wow, nobody wants me to trade caps to Calicia. Sorry, Calicia, you're gonna have to wait. Or it gives you splinters, true. I suppose it could be, like, so filthy and gross that, like, it would be disturbing to work, you know, but I have pretty low standards. You get what I'm saying, is, in most cases, the quality wouldn't be much of a concern. So what I'm planning on doing here is waiting for 2 of these thrombo to pass, and then cutting the other thrombo off, so that I can hunt it. Who's our night owls again? They are Triclinium. Triclinium, can you... You're not an obligate brawler, right? Can you man the Scorpion turret and, like, shoot at the thrombo? Have Ficus do it too. It's a highly cheesy and highly effective way of killing thrombo, I think. Oh, goodness, that was effective. I mean, granted, I took out the thrombo that, like, already had a bad back and, like, hearing loss because it was old. But still, super effective. And now there's still 2 more. I don't have scorpions ready to be deployed within the inner walls, right? You gotta worry about cities that have weapons that face inwards. This is a sociological comment, right? If the turrets of your city face inwards, your city fears its own citizens. Which we do not. Granted, I do have a third of my population as slaves, which could grand rebel, but I'm not worried about that. Davos ate so many sugary desserts he should be in a food coma for the next year. Yeah, probably. It's funny that consumed sugar makes you move faster in this game. Hey, Maxis, you want dessert? Moving 4%. You, sir. Quite the runner. Who's starving? Oh, Maxis is starving. Well, Bebo or Scipia, could someone, like, do something about that? The man can't move on his own. You're pouring milk down his face. Good. Yep, that's totally normal. I also find it funny that Maxis keeps shifting into his, Oh, no, he's a dire Lycan. He's not a wolf blood. Never mind. Okay, poker table, good. That will be good enough for me. I was aiming for good plus. Oh, you're playing the game at without a chair? That's... To be honest, I wasn't aware that you could do that. That's neat. It was like, who needs to sit? I would like to hunt the other Thrumbo, but let me make sure I don't enlist anyone with muscle parasites to do it. Because if I do, they are going to be a victim quick. There we go. All these people are seemingly healthy. Oops, sorry horse. Stallion 6 just got brained. By whom? By Ficus. Okay. I mean, I knew he was in the crossfire, but like, I didn't think it was gonna just be fatal. One hit wonder. I am not doing my best job hunting. It's been a minute since I last played, and the rust has not been shaken. How fast is it moving now? Still faster than the average person. So Ray has to do some dodgery. Dodgery do. Come on, Ficus. Wait, don't go inside. What kind of pathing is that? We haven't been hit yet, but I have a feeling that will change soon if I do not start fighting better. Well, okay, but I can't speak for the stallion we murdered. Speaking of which... it's too late. I was gonna transition one of the stallions I was hunting to not be hunted and instead become a beast of burden, but they're all kind of dead. Ray, I worry for your safety there. So the Scorpion turrets, when handheld, are significantly less effective than when deployed. As you may have noticed, their the range is just not great when they're not set up. So there is a bit of a disadvantage in using them, especially when you're using them on the fly. So Bebo and Scipia have their Scorpions mostly for the defense of the city, but like for hunting, you know, it's not as good of a weapon. Bebo, let's bring you down here to feed Nabla. Hey, are we getting guests? I think they're guests. They're guests. They are indeed. These are our first guests. So a woodpecker, a monkey, a snake, a horse, and a dude named Olo walk into a bar. I don't think any of them are related. Now that they're guests here, I probably should, like, suspend Thrumble hunting for a bit. But let's take a look at them. Maybe one we would want to recruit. So if they're unwaveringly loyal, they still can be recruited. They can't be, like, abduct recruited. But no. I mean, this guy looks great on paper, but he's frail and 76 years old, so no. Oh, great. Tokus, you are offending them. Fantastic. So, now that we have our guests for the first time, I need to assign Tokus to man the restaurant. No, that's not what I told you to do. There we go. Yep. Set the tables. Because it looks like Snake is trying to order something. Although there's only cheese. Do snakes eat cheese? I'm sure they do. We don't yet have the food that we meant for them to have. So a little reminder, because it has been 2 weeks. The guests here can eat cheese, but we haven't actually set any of the other foods down. I think we intended for them to eat stew. Fine stew. And this is an important fine bake and fine dessert. And we just don't why isn't the stew being hauled? Because this is also important. So this is going to be preferred then. So that the stew can go where it's supposed to be. Onto the table where it's supposed to be. We still haven't even made the fine bake or fine dessert. So I think this is very much one of those cases where, like, I need to expand the cooking capacity so that we can supply what we need to supply. Oh, wow. Okay, so Lucia and Ficus murdered the stallion. One shot in the jaw, the other shot in the brain. Can you guys do that in the defense of this colony? Because, like, that's incredibly good accuracy. Double headshots at the same time. I just would prefer if you did it to, you know, not our own animals. Like, please and thank you. So now I've copied over all the bills of the first table and pasted them over to the second table. Alright, we still have 1,100 plain leather, or like 1,200 plain leather, much thanks to all the hunting that we've done. So I am going to set up armchairs for the tables that we have, but not break down the stools just yet, because I want people to have a place to sit. The last thing I intended to do is to set up a prop somewhere in the middle here. I don't know what I would want to put in the courtyard. Just one hedge, one sad hedge. I could put another fountain. That might be my best bet. It'd be cool to have a well. I don't think there is wells, though, here, right? There's water fountains. That doesn't look too bad. These picnic mats are, like, a little large for the space. A submerged log. Make it look like a swamp. That doesn't work with me either. The top lanterns might look nice. Yeah, I don't think they're functional though. Are they? No, I don't think they are. We could do potted plants, but because we live in the mountains, it's simply too cold most of the year for them to survive. If I did the artificial plants here, they like wouldn't need tending. I mean, I could do that. I'll see how cheesy it looks. Well, that plant looks awful. You know, I think I'm gonna go with all of one plant. Or maybe two. Go with the sort of like Roman purple theme. I'll sit on that a while, see how I like it. That's what I'm going for now. I don't know how they have the water spraying up in the air. In fact, no, I can't stand that. This looks... It's bad enough that it's in the villa over there, but I don't want that here. So is there... Maybe a cage brazier. Even though it won't have fire in it, because we're not running royalty. We can imagine that it would be warm. Lord Sydney and Red, thank you for the resubs. Cheers. So all the guests elected to go with the free the free lodging. Okay. Y'all spending money here? You bought glass panes? Wait. No, you didn't, because I don't sell glass panes. You brought glass panes? What? I just... Some pretty strange guests. Makes me think they're looters. Scala, you have a construction of 11. Triclinium 14. I will let Triclinium start to finish the armchairs. He's got skills enough that it should be fine. So we have an opportunity to kick off Saturnalia. Not everyone's going to be able to attend due to some muscle parasites, but I'll kick it off anyway. Taking a look at Davis. Your wife died. When? That doesn't seem fair. I believe the time on this is like 3 days. So his wife died like out of the colony and it has nothing to do with me. The other thing is Fowen, because of the muscle parasites, is really not moving food here. Delpierre, you also have muscle parasites. Can I don't care. We're gonna briefly unrestrict you so that you can move the gourmet grills and gourmet desserts where they belong, because Fowen is too ill to do his job. We also might be getting to the point where we should kick up the quantity that we put here from like 2 to, let's say 2 to 4. So that we can haul more in a stack. So they have like they have more than just a day's worth of meals present. Yeah, actually, I like it. Sitting on it a little bit, I like it. I like the way it looks. And it won't take long for us to finish this task and be able to take on new priorities. So I'll be working on typing some of those up. So, we could improve the guest quarters even more, because it's pretty bare bones. I mean, the fancier ones aren't, but these are pretty bare bones. We could improve the crafting district. We don't have an art place yet, and I'm sure there's other crafting districts that we could set up. We could improve the Citizen Domus. The Citizen Domus is here. I have no idea why we would need passive coolers in the winter. In fact, let me try to look for all the passive coolers in the colony, because God knows we don't need them. We can improve the Citizen's Domus, because the Citizen's Domus is, like, pretty lackluster. Understandably. We can improve the defenses. Now, in the outer wall, the outermost wall would be a pretty big task to manage, but I could be convinced to start it, I suppose. What else could we do? Maybe I'll look to you, chat, for your ideas and suggestions. If you have any ideas, just type them in chat, and if I like them, I'll add them to the poll. So, how's that? Suggest goals. A hospital medical center? A medicus, right? Saunas for guests? I don't think saunas can be... There is no designation for guests. There's no such thing as like a guest sauna. So I could build a sauna that guests have access to. That'd be the closest. So, I could do that, but it wouldn't be like restricted to them. So we would see a lot of our own citizens use it pretty regularly, I think. Not a problem, just an observation. And then as soon as the Triclinium is done being upgraded, I will do Saturnalia. The senators seem a lot happier, so I'm assuming, yeah, they've had their fill of gourmet foods. Good. And there we go. The Triclinium hasn't really gone up in impressiveness at all, but it has much better seating and much more effective recreation. Okay, cool. Saturnalia. Here we go. So Scipia will kick this off. Oh! Wait, no, I don't have enough pews, do I? Pews 4 out of 6. Well, let's make some pews real quick. I think that's pretty important. We don't want to upset the gods by standing room only. Do you guys like each other? Oh, good God. They might murder each other. Good. Yes. Insulted 9 times. Slighted 10 times. Physically hideous. Insulted 7 times or 8 times and slighted 7 times. Okay. But, you know, she's hideous, but she's still a warm body, Divus thinks. So they are real senators, yes. Why, yes, they are. Note to self, do not let senators live together. No, sir. It's a bad idea. Can confirm. Okay, 136. So 4 short of a perfect 10. That's not bad. The animals seem to be doing just fine. There is still that Thrumbo that I have not yet hunted. Mostly in fear that, like, our guests would succumb to injuries. I don't think anyone's bought anything. Active staff, seats, earned. Oh, no. Earned today. $11. Someone bought some cheese in my gift shop. Let it be known, I am the king of cheese. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Lycan Legion, which originally streamed live on Twitch October 27th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Legionnaires.